quite difficult to repeat myself as well, you know. I don't know how many times I have been speaking about this, especially since last 6 years. So I left my country in 2000. I made up my decision the 5th of February 1997 when the UYGHUR massacre happened. And if people don't know about UYGHUR massacre, you can Google. And so a very peaceful protest was crushed by the military and the police, killing hundreds on the night, and then followed by mass arrests. So at that time, my son was 1.5 years old. I decided that I don't want my son grow up one day and taken away. I didn't think about myself at that time, strangely. Then I left. I managed to leave in 2000 after obtaining a student visa to do master's degree in science in this country. And from the day I arrived, the first person I spoke about the massacre and the discrimination and how Uyghur people are suffering under the Chinese regime. The first person was a taxi driver who picked me up from the airport at Manchester Airport. And so since then I couldn't return for the last 22 years. But at least I was able to speak to my sisters and my brothers. I have 9 siblings still living in East Turkestan. Even when I had a grade 3 cancer in 2013, none of my siblings were allowed to visit me, to look after me. But the worst came from 2016. Since October, I couldn't get hold of anyone. Just suddenly, no one would answer my phone calls. And that was just after Chen Quanguo was appointed as a party secretary who ruled Tibet for 5 years. So August he moved to become the party secretary, and then from October no one would answer my phone calls. And then on the 3rd of January 2017, after repeatedly calling all my siblings, especially my eldest brother, finally he answered my phone. And when I said, why no one is answering my phone call? And he said, they did the right thing, and please leave us in God's hands. And that is the last time I heard, someone's voice, my loved one's voice. That's the last time. And then, through my interpreting work with the BBC, with the many reports, breaking news, for example, the gang rape report by the BBC, and people all know I don't want to repeat what is happening. And the worst thing is not knowing what's happening to your own loved ones. And I'm not alone. So many Uyghur friends are here, Dolkun is here, and a lot of Uyghurs say the same thing. It's tragic that I'm lucky that my parents didn't live to see this horror. So I feel I am one of the lucky ones that my parents died before this happened. So that's all I can say. It's horrible.
Rahime, no one who ever hears your story, and I know your story, that can be other than moved, profoundly moved by all that you describe and say. And these are the ingredients that make up the freedoms and privileges and liberties we enjoy in this country, and why we've got to put them at your disposal and ensure that your voice is heard in every possible outlet and every possible way. So even though I know it pains you and hurts every time you have to tell the story, thank you for doing so this evening.
Thank you.